Okay, so here we go again. 3rd of December. Now, if you remember last time, we were on a pretty bad run. Take away the Torquay game where we made quite a few changes and won with a last-minute goal from Crash Test Gaming. But that aside, we were in quite poor form. We'd lost against Cheltenham, we'd lost against Chesterfield, and admittedly did beat Morecambe, who were struggling. But even then, you know, we laboured to a 3-2 win there. Should have been a lot more. So this is going to be a bit of a testing time. We're home against Barnet, home against Gillingham, away at Torquay, and then away at Messina, which is just a bit of a friendly. Well, not a bit of a friendly. It is a friendly, as you can see. So what I'll do with this game is what I did with the last one, if you remember, Shamrock Rovers, and I'll play essentially a reserve team of sorts, but obviously with the inclusion of 1 or 2 regulars as well. Now, I don't think we're going to win 8-2. We might even lose. But it's all about keeping players fit, giving them a game, keeping them happy, and all the rest of it. So yeah, Barnet on the 6th. Today's the 3rd. Let's just fast forward to that day first. Wait for the percentage bar to move at the top, and then we'll be ready to pick a team. So I think I'm probably going to have to change a few players here. I did put Neil in goal, and I think I'm going to revert back to putting Alan in. But Neil did quite well. As I said last time, he only had 1 shot to save, but he still did it. Let's take the subs off. Annoyingly, Adam is injured. So yeah, that is disappointing. So we'll put him to the B team. And who should we call up? Well, let's call up Richard as a direct replacement. And that'll do for now. Let's look at who played well and who didn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start Crash Test Gaming again. And I'll put Ashley Escott on the bench. Ash did really well in midfield, so I'm going to keep him there. Trevor didn't really take his chance, so it's either going to be whichever one of us three has got the best rating in terms of form, morale, and all the rest of it. So probably not going to be Christie. Good, okay, average, low. Well, I just think, you know, under the circumstances, I'll come in there just because I've got the better rating. So far, anyway. I'll put Owen on the bench based on the fact that his form is average rather than poor. Let me see, how did we get on at left back? Chris did well, Stu did well, Matthias did well. I'm going to put Dave on the bench. How did Craig do? Yeah, pretty good, so I'll keep him there. Let me see, let's put... I think we did quite well, didn't we, really? So there's no real need to make that many changes. Let's put Adam on the bench. Yeah, let's keep it as it is. And I can't remember, who's second choice captain? Was it Peter? Oh, I think it was Alan. Okay, let's keep it like that. Ash is on the penalties. So we've got like a striker there, midfielder, defender. That's pretty good. It just feels as if we're doing something wrong here. I don't know why. I feel like I've made a really obvious glaring error. But it's too late now. We're taken to the field. Barnet. We should win. Got a chance for an early goal here. Ah, nearly. Another chance. Well done, Pete. At last. Finally scored. So that's good. And we've got an early goal, so that's good. Because that never really happens to us. We usually concede them. And I really want to win this game. I mean, we always want to win anyway. But the fact that we lost our last 2 league games... Crash Test Gaming. Goodness me. On absolute fire. Hang on. Let me check out... Let me have a guess. I reckon he's played about 10 games and scored... What would it be? 5 goals? 6. 10 in 6. That's 10 in 6. 6 in 10. Or 6 in 9.5, I guess. That's brilliant. Oh, that isn't brilliant. 2-1. Unbelievable. Oh, it's disallowed. So it's brilliant again. So if we can get to half-time by, I was going to say 2-0 or scoring another, then that'll be good. Yeah, this has been a solid first half. I think we're all playing pretty well. We had a goal disallowed, but That's nothing I'm going to be losing sleep over. Let's bring Adam on for Ash. He didn't do too well in this half, but of course man of the match in the previous game. So, credit where credit's due. Sean Sidious with a chance there. We'll make another sub, again, as I always say, around about the hour mark, give or take. Hopefully they haven't scored by that time. But they're starting to have a few chances here. I'm not liking this. Well done, Pete. Well and truly coming out of his goal-scoring rut now. So we'll make another sub if it lets us. Here we go. Let's not bother bringing on Ash. It's a waste of time. The two strikers have scored. They're both doing well. We'll put Owen on instead of me. And then towards the end, we'll bring Dave on. Now, if I'd have known it would have been this easy, hindsight is a wonderful thing, of course, then I would have maybe put a couple more reserve team players, if you like, on the bench. But, you know, you don't know how it's going to turn out, do you, before the game starts. So, like I say, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Okay, so I'm going to look to making, or to be making, I should say, the last substitution any second now. Let's bring Dave on for Matthias. And let's just see out these last few minutes. Crash Test nearly scores again. Sneztastic, hat-trick, brilliant, well done. 4-0 and a hat-trick. So yeah, can't complain. We're back to winning ways. We're back to yellow card ways there with Crash Test. But yeah, really good performance. I'm really pleased with that. And that's going to make it very interesting because really, you know, Stu hasn't been playing a lot. Craig hasn't. Chris Minder Games. So these players have come in recently and done really well. And they've kept their place. Which I'm pleased about. Look at Shock 16 getting an 8 as well. That's nice because the more, you know, the fringe players, if you like, do well, the more they can possibly play in the future. And that's good for the squad. So 4-0, can't argue with that. Really happy with that. And I think now we've scored more goals than anyone else in the division thanks to that game. Mind you, I think we've nearly conceded the most as well. Well, give or take the usual suspects at the bottom of the league. So yeah, really happy, 4-0, good start. Blue Tonic 78 has been added to the United States squad for the international friendly match against Scotland. Again, what's the point? I'm never playing. I just go along just to take up a seat on the bloody plane. You're not going anywhere, Chris. What is going on? Barnsley wanting him now. Barnsley, who's the other one? Reading and Burnley. But yeah, there's no. What's the point selling our players? It's just silly. We'd just be putting ourselves at a disadvantage. So we're ready for our next game. Home against Gillingham. I mean, they're not doing too well. Well, in saying that, I mean 9th. So what should we do with these players now? Because let's bring Ash off because he didn't do too well there. Neither did Dave. I know he only came on for the last 11 minutes, but still. So we'll take Ash off and Dave off the bench. Let's put Den on the bench. Craig's doing well. I mean, Mark, I don't even know why I left him out, really. I think it's just to give players a chance against Torquay, but Craig came in and took his chance. And that's what it's all about, taking your chance. So, how did Owen do? He got a 7, so I'll leave Owen out and I'll put Lukey Wookie on the bench. Ash will stay on the bench. Ashley Escort, that is. I'm going to keep Pete and Sneztastic, his alter ego. I'm going to keep Pete and Crash Test Gaming together as a partnership. So to speak, of course. And how's Christy doing? Average form. I'll start with Adam because he did well. And let's put Christy on the bench. And I'm quite happy with that. There's a few players who usually I would be playing, but just other people are coming in and taking a chance at the moment. And it's all going well, look at that. Shock 16 to Pete, 1-0. Pete with another goal, another early goal. Crash Test Gaming with another early goal. I tell you what, have we found our secret weapon here? What's going on? Unbelievable. Of course we've got to concede one. But this happened last time and it was disallowed. I wonder if it'll happen again. Nah, that was wishful thinking. So, I'm not going to make a sub already. I'm just looking to see how it's going. That's interesting, because if you look at Ashley Escott, 22 goals. Bloody hell. But now Pete's on 19. Crash Test is on 7. Yeah, that's... I mean, technically he should be starting, Ash, but... You know, as we've seen, he just hasn't scored when he started lately. And it makes it very hard to leave people out who are scoring, irrespective of his record. So, what can I say? It's a team game. So come on, let's get another one. It'd be annoying if they get an equaliser. I don't think Craig's playing too well, as I get a yellow card. Me and my big mouth. In fact, he's definitely not playing well. Yeah, irrespective of what happens now with Craig's rating, I mean a 5 after nearly 45 minutes. So Den's going to be coming on. Den's there goading Craig by the touchline. So we'll just make that one substitution for now. And hopefully we'll get another one. I'll probably, possibly, bring on Luke in a minute. Maybe even Christie as well. Let's see how it goes. It could all change depending on who the next goal goes to, if there is another one. Not good. I felt like we were in cruise control, really, and all of a sudden it's 2-2, and... 3-2. I think Pete's got another. Oh, no, he didn't. My bad. Shock 16. Oh, he's just doing amazing. Adam, what can I say? So again, Ashley's kicking his heels on the bench. Furious. Okay, so let's bring Christie on for... I'll tell you what, we've got a 3-1 lead. We'll bring a striker off. Let's bring Pete off. But we'll keep Crash Test on. We'll go 5-4-1. 4-5-1 defensive. And even though we've gone defensive, I will bring... Oh, let's take me off. I'll come off and Luke can go on. So that's an attacking midfielder, even though we've just gone a bit defensive. But, yeah, rather than personnel changes, it's more of a tactical thing in the scheme of things. Like I say, even though he technically is pushing forward. But what I'll do is I'll take Adam off pushing forward and he can hover around this part. So, yeah, pleased with that. And we shouldn't blow this, really, because we've gone a little bit more defensive and we do have the lead again. He says. Crash Test Gaming. Unbelievable. He's got another. It's 4-2. And that is another really, really good performance. It was a little bit worrying because it seemed as if they were back in the game there. Well, they were, you know, when it got to 2-2. But we just pulled it out of the bag. I mean, Craig had a bit of a mare, but everybody else played really well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. This is just really surprising me. But he's set a precedent now, so Crash Test should score every single game he plays. No pressure. So, yeah, really pleased. And we're third. Look at that. A little bit of a gap there. 4 points. So even if we win our next match and Southend lose, we're still going to be behind them. But you can't complain. I think we're doing well. We've won the joint most amount of games in the season so far. So again, an indication we're doing well. We've scored the most goals. We've conceded a lot. But as long as we're outscoring the opposition, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. There's a little graph. Quite consistent, really. Take away that dip there. But yeah, we're doing well. We're doing very well, and we've started to mix the team up lately, as you've seen, and it seems to be working. And I say that like I'm really surprised, because of course I am. Technically speaking, we're bringing in slightly inferior players, but perhaps, you know, perhaps what that is down to is the fact that those other players, the ones who are technically, allegedly better, maybe their confidence is low, maybe they can only play in a certain system. I don't know. But I don't care. As long as we're winning, it just doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so away at Torquay United, which is nice because we've just beaten them not so long ago, of course, in the Auto Windscreen Shield. So, will it be a repeat performance? Probably not. So let's put Mark on the bench. Let's start with Den. How did the centre-backs do? Well, kind of everyone did well. Stu and Matthias all of a sudden are coming in and looking like a really solid back four. Or a back two, but part of the back four. Let me see. I got a yellow card and it was only a 7. So I'll come out. Christie can come in. Owen's on the bench. Pete and Crash Test. Just can't argue with this. What should we do here? How about... Yeah, actually, let's take Mark off. And we'll put Pedro on the bench. Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, I haven't played Ben for a while. But he just can't really get in the team because Sean, it says poor there, but I mean, in terms of the game, he's performing well. Chris Marder Games is coming in and getting a solid 7 at the back. So again, it's hard really to leave players out. But yeah, let's just go with that then. We've not really made many changes, but... I mean, this is nice. This is good that, as a team, we're starting really to leave out players who should be playing. But that's a good sign, because everyone else is coming in and taking their chances. As we go 1-0 down. But, you know, we're not going to win them all. We are going to suffer defeats from now on into the end of the season. Of course it's going to happen. So, you know, just got to take it on the chin. If at the end of the season we've lost 12 games, but we're still promoted, that's all that matters. Oh, Pete there with a chance. So yeah, coming up to half-time, 1-0 down, possession-wise, we're dominating. Again, Crash Test with a good chance there. Christie, nearly, corner, Sean's going to take it. Yeah, rubbish. So they've had the upper hand, but possession-wise, we're dominating. Absolutely dominating. Adam's not playing well. We're going to bring Owen on. Perhaps I should have been looking at Luke there, but I didn't really think that. I just made that... Oh, here we go. Sean sent off for an intentional handball. Ugh. This is going to make it difficult. So what I may do is to... Oh, nearly. Stu's going to get booked. Yep. Right, so that's a big gaping hole there. So I'm going to put... Den on the right wing. I know he can do it at a stretch. Chris can play centre-back. We've gone 3-5-2. The first time in a while, if not ever. We'll see how this goes. We'll look into making a substitution in a second. But if they get another, that's it, game over. I can't see us coming back from 2 down to 10 men. I just can't see it. Another yellow card there. Yeah, time's kind of running out here. Okay, so Crash Test comes off. Ashley Escort comes on. I mean, really, we'll have to bring off Christie here. Lukey Wookie could go forward. Should we go long ball? Let's go long ball. Gonna hoof it from one end to the other. Let's see if it works. It literally could go either way. Oh, 1-1. 1-1. Pete's Nestastic. Bang on form at the moment. Let's just stick with the long ball. It might work. Oh, I'll tell you what, if we've got a winner here. Pompey Games are in with the corner. Den. Nearly. Another corner. Possibly a last chance. Den again. I'll tell you what, no, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I'm pleased. We were losing. Things were looking very bad. Sean was sent off. But we made the changes. Tactically, in terms of personnel as well, we went long ball and it worked. So that's nice. It's nice to know that sometimes when you mix things up a little bit, it can work. Could have sneaked the win at the end. Look at all these yellow cards there and the red. Yeah, could have got the win, but I'm happy with that. I think we showed a lot of resilience. But there will be changes for the next match because I do think, you know, definitely in that game we were starting to run out of steam a little bit. And yeah, I think we've got to freshen it up. But I am pleased overall, pleased with that result. Right then, so it's the friendly, isn't it, against Messina? So as I've said a couple of times now, what I may start doing is arranging a friendly every month or so. In fact, let's do it now, just before we forget. Let's arrange another one, or maybe two. Let's arrange two more for the future. Let's play... let's play Tenerife. Let's have a nice little trip to Tenerife. Yeah, why not? Hang on, when... Oh, let's not do it straight away, that would be silly. Let's have a trip... Should we do it at the end of the season? Oh, here we go. Last game of the season. The very last game. Let's go to Tenerife. We'll have a holiday in Tenerife. Squad holiday. But before then, we'll arrange a couple of games. Let's play... let's keep it local, relatively speaking. How about... God, I don't even know. Let's play Macclesfield Town. And if we play them, not in January, say February or March... Let's play them there. 21st. Wednesday 21st. Now let's play them. There we go. Wednesday the 4th of February. And then we'll do one more. Yeah, let's go to Ireland again. Drogheda United. We'll play Drogheda. And let's play them in March. 31st of March. There we go. So anyway, that was completely pointless, but just a bit of fun. So let's go into the B team. Let's bring Karen and Riddler back in. Let's put Alan into the B team just for now because it's a friendly. And whoever else I randomly click on, let's say Sean, because he's not going to be playing in this one anyway. So that'll do for that. So call up Karen, promote to the A squad. Same with Riddler on YouTube. Yeah, and then for the next game, these guys will be called back in, obviously. Hope I don't forget. So yeah, friendly against Messina. So as I say, I mean, you know the score. These friendlies are just purely to keep players fit, to keep them happy, maybe to show a little bit of form, and, you know, to put themselves in the shop window a little bit. I will play a few what can be considered first-teamers, but ultimately, the kind of players who are going to play, just like the Shamrock game, they're going to be guys who maybe don't usually get an opportunity to play a full 90 minutes or to start a game. Right then, so let's take everybody out. And we'll just pick a team from scratch. I wish there was a button where you could just instantly clear all the players rather than having to take them all off like this, but it's not the end of the world. So we're going to start with Karen. We'll put Neil on the bench. That's that. We'll put Craig at right back. We'll put Riddler at left back. I'm going to put Ben on the left wing. Now, Ben, obviously, with 22 appearances, is what you could usually be considered a first-teamer. But he hasn't played lately because of the form of Chris Marder Games and Pompey Games Room. So I don't want players to go too long without playing. So let's do that. Or at least first-teamers anyway. Now, on the right wing, we're going to play Pedro. On the centre, we're going to go with Adfoot and Shocks. We're going to put Trusteft on the bench. In fact, we're going to start Lukey Wookie and put Adfoot on the bench. Let's make sure we're doing that right, yep. And then we're going to go with TG Apuleius at the back. And he will be partnered by Barry. And then in midfield, oh, not midfield, we've done the midfield. Up front, we're going to have Ashley Escort playing for the reserves. No, it's not the reserves. Yep, just because he's been kept out of the team lately, and rightly so, you know, because Pete, Crash Test Gaming, they've just been banging the goals in. How the tables have turned. So Ash can partner Dave up front. We'll put Richard on the bench. Give Ash the captaincy. We'll put COD 2 fan on the bench. Am I happy with this? Let me see. Yeah, I think so. I think ordinarily I'd probably be possibly including the likes of Stu, Den, Matthias. Maybe they would be getting a game for the reserves. But with Woodlin being out injured for probably the rest of the season, then I don't want to risk any injuries, so that'll do for that. Ash has started to play a fair bit for the first team lately. Got his Man of the Match award. So I'll leave him out of this. Even though it's a first team game, it's still essentially kind of a reserve team, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's just go with that. We've made a lot of changes as per usual, but we were always going to do that. That big stadium there. Sunny weather. And we're nearly in front after a minute. And then again after 2. Well, what a start this is. We should be scoring at this rate. But obviously we don't. Ooh, good chance by Dave. So, yeah, it really doesn't matter, quite frankly, if we win this, if we draw it, if we lose. I'm not really bothered. Obviously, I'd like to win. 1-0. But, you know, even if we don't, I'm not too bothered. It's all about playing games for some of these players, getting a good rating, and putting themselves in contention to playing for the first team. Okay, so let's look at, obviously, we'll make 2 subs now. Let's bring Karen off and put Neil on. Trusteft comes on for Adam. And then we'll make another one in a couple of minutes. Let's do another one now. Let's bring COD 2 fan on for Pedro. And then we'll make 2 more before 70 minutes. Ooh. Right, let's do one now. Let's bring Richard on for Ash. And we'll make another one now. Adam can come on for Craig. I'll put COD 2 fan there. Tactics are going a little bit wrong here, but never mind. Yeah, let's put it on the right. Oops. A couple of players not really playing in their normal positions there. But, you know, there's only 12 minutes left, and it's only a friendly, and it's all about playing them. So, are we going to finish 1-0, or are we going to get another one at the end? Yeah, it looks like it's going to finish 1-0. So, I'm pleased with this. Nice little run out. Never really under pressure. I think we deserved that win. They didn't really offer anything going forward. Look at that. Complete domination. Nice. So, yeah, so that wraps that video up. Let's have a look at the table. Actually, before we do, let's just see our results. 4-0 against Barnet, 4-2 against Gillingham, 1-1 against Torquay, but that was a good game, and a 1-0 victory in a friendly over Messina. So yeah, very, very satisfied with that. The next video will see Plymouth, Bournemouth, Bristol Rovers, all of them at home, and AFC Wimbledon. So we'll take a look at the table. We're 5th, 4 points off the top. It's going well. Things are looking up for YouTube FC. See you later.